that the Hurricane Center is interested in getting from them, and they are actually they a very serious situation for them. It looks like their opportunity to get some incredible data is very real. So yeah, that's well, Michael, I'm sorry, Mike. I appreciate you passing on that information once again, Mike Adcock, who is constantly giving us updates of the ever important recon data that comes in constantly. And we're going to take a quick break right now, and we will be back in just a few minutes and keep you informed here on Radio NHCWX. Out of there because we've got a serious situation out there. I'm going to actually let Mike Adcock talk here for a little bit because we've got some recent data that's come out along with the statement did come out. I mean, you're welcome to do the statement, Mike, but I know you've got some other details that I would really like to hear right away, and I think some others would as well, if you could, please.
Well, there's you have to keep in mind, the quality or when you're dealing with such a powerful system, the accuracy of this data can be sometimes suspect. However, one of the dropsons from the eye wall is indicating at the 866 millibar level, which I'm kind of at a brain fart right now trying to remember how high that's at. Give you an idea, 850 millibars is at 2,200 feet, roughly. So you're looking at about 2,000 feet up off the surface of the water. You're looking at 233 knots of wind, which, yeah, that's amazing. That like I said, that sounds extremely suspicious because that would be a lot.
Yeah, a lot would definitely be a word for it. 866, if we reflected down to the surface, could, because it doesn't look like it's leaking. We have a large eye yet, is my understanding from the last recon information you gave us. 866, if that's real, ladies and gentlemen, this will be the strongest hurricane on the planet ever. It shows you how serious this is, and we don't want to say that it certainly is the case, but that's the kind of numbers we're teetering with here. We're teetering with some incredibly strong system, and yeah, we always like to, this data is questioned. They cross-check data. Sometimes dropsons have errors too. But the fact of the matter is that would translate, Mike just mentioned here, to a 215 miles per hour sustained winds. It would undoubtedly be the strongest hurricane that's in the Atlantic Basin, even wind-wise. And at 866, that would be below what tip was in the Western Pacific. And in turn, that would probably reflect to the strongest hurricane ever on this planet, as we know it. Is that right, Mike?
It would. And the likelihood of this dropson, though, is it was most likely a gust, which would not surprise me at all. With such a powerful system, to see gusts well in excess of 200 miles per hour at the surface doesn't surprise me.
Fine, be that way. No, I agree. I mean, this is preliminary, just like Mike said before that. But the fact of the matter is, we're teetering with an incredible hurricane right now, and that just shows you how close we are. In gust or not, a gust of that sort of magnitude would be just incredible. We're talking hundreds of mile wide tornado, basically here. Serious stuff. So. Excuse me. I wanted to pass on right now. We talked about this, and we actually held off a couple minutes to get some of this breaking information as well. But we want to get out the official information from the National Hurricane Center. This is advisory number 23 regarding the hurricane. Oh, Mike points out an F3 tornado is 158 to 206 miles per hour. So we're talking an F4 tornado, hundreds of miles wide, and going at a slow speed, and it's not going to just go poof up into the clouds in any quick moment here. Okay, that's not that funny. Once again, I want to get back to the official information from the National Hurricane Center. This is advisory number 23. Came out as of 10 a.m. Central Daylight Time, which, once again, we're a little ahead of the game here at the radio station. As of today, the potentially catastrophic Hurricane Katrina is even stronger, and it's headed for the northern Gulf Coast. A hurricane warning is in effect for north-central Gulf Coast from Morgan City, Louisiana, eastward to the Alabama-Florida border, including the city of New Orleans and Lake Pontchartrain. A hurricane warning means that the hurricane conditions are expected within the warning area within the next 24 hours. Preparations to protect property and life should be reached to completion. A tropical storm warning and hurricane watch are in effect from east of the Alabama-Florida border to Destin, Florida, and west of Morgan City to intercoastal city, Louisiana. A tropical storm warning means that tropical storm conditions are expected within the warning area within the next 24 hours. A hurricane watch means that hurricane conditions are possible within the watch area, generally within 36 hours. A tropical storm warning is also in effect from Destin, Florida, eastward to Indian Pass, Florida, and from intercoastal city, Louisiana, westward to Cameron, Louisiana. For storm information specific to your area, including possible inland watches and warnings, please monitor products issued by your local weather office. I emphasize that. Please monitor products issued by your local weather office. At 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time, the center of Hurricane Katrina was located near latitude 26.0 north, longitude 88.1 west, or about 225 miles south-southeast of the mouth of the Mississippi River. Katrina is moving towards the west-northwest near 12 miles per hour, and a turn towards the northwest and north-northwest is expected over the next 24 hours. Reports from an Air Force Hunter aircraft indicate that the maximum sustained winds have increased to near 175 miles per hour, with higher gusts. Is potentially catastrophic Category 5 hurricane on the Sanford-Simpson scale. Some fluctuations in strength are likely during the next 24 hours. Hurricane force winds extend outward up to now 105 miles from the center, ladies and gentlemen. And tropical storm force winds extend outward of 205 miles from the center. Continues to get larger. A Hurricane Force Hunter aircraft plane recently measured a minimum central pressure of 907 millibars, coastal storm surge flooding of 18 to 22 feet above normal tide levels, locally as high as 28 feet. I mentioned this before. As high as 28 feet, along with large and dangerous batting waves, can be expected near and to the east of where the center makes landfall. Rainfall totals of 5 to 10 inches with isolated maximum amounts of 15 inches are possible along the path of Katrina across the Gulf Coast and the Tennessee Valley. Hello. Rainfall totals of 4 to 8 inches are possible across the Ohio Valley into eastern Great Lakes region Tuesday and Wednesday. Isolated tornadoes will be possible beginning this evening over the southern portions of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, and including the Florida Panhandle. Repeating the 10 a.m. Central Daylight Time position of Category 5, Hurricane Katrina is 26.0 north, 88.1 west, is towards the west-northwest near 12 miles per hour. Maximum sustained winds are 175 miles per hour. The minimum central pressure is 9. Immediate advisory issued at 1 p.m. Now, this is... they're bringing up, even already, they're bringing up heavy rain totals in the Tennessee Valley, up in the Great Even. They're expecting some incredible rains, and that's right. We were talking about 15 to 20-foot storm surge and the seriousness of that. Well, here now we're talking 18 to 22-foot storm surge with possible 28-foot storm surge high. Think of 28 feet. Think of 28 feet, ladies and gentlemen. That's huge. That's a lot of water on top of already high tide. Plus, they mentioned large and battering waves in addition. That's just the storm surge itself. So this is an incredibly serious situation, especially for an area along the Mississippi mouth of the Mississippi, that is, where it basically comes, it's sea level and comes down to meet sea level, and there's not a lot of elevation to stop anything. We're going to be changing the topography of the North Gulf Coast situation at this point as far as pressure. We were talking before about some of dropsonde data. But the point is that we've got a very, very strong hurricane that's it's comparing in intensity to hurricane